That's my shit, my shit, my shit. That's my shit. That's my shit, my shit, my shit. That's my shit. That's my shit, my shit, my shit. That's my shit. Shit.
Who like dope beats, fly rhymes, and waxing the philosophical? Cause we don't like the small talk, gossip, and what's topical. If it's a product of your heart and soul, then it's optimal. Pull up and have a seat, we about to do the impossible. I'll put you on the game if you working new to the set. Underground lurking and ain't nobody heard of you yet. Whether first time hustling, service, or crazy vet, lay it on the table the way we earning major respect. Now we paying tribute, so just relax and laugh a bit. Sit back and maybe you'll learn something after it. Try not to be offended, pretending to have a fit. The truth is, I just like what I like. That's my shit.
That's my shit, my shit, my shit. That's my shit. That's my shit, my shit, my shit. That's my shit. That's my shit, my shit, my shit. That's my shit. Shit. This right here, that's my shit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to That's My Shit, episode 7, and we're bringing back Martin Horntveth. I hope I pronounced that right. Horntveth from Oslo, Norway, best known for his work in Jaga Jazzist, and as we white folk from the USA call them, Jaga Jazzist. And, well, Jaga Jazzist has been one of my favorite bands for about 20 years now. And I recently spoke with Martin, and he has another project called Gouldian Finch that just released a new album called Schizo. I just gave it a full listen. It is phenomenal. There's so much to unpack that you're going to need multiple listens to really appreciate the amount of work put into this. I can't wait to talk to him about it. I have a lot of questions, and let's just see how it goes. Stay tuned. Yeah, it's fine. It's good to see you, man. Sorry we had to postpone it.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. That week was super busy with the release anyway. So like I said, I forgot, and I mean, on that day everything was ready for an interview, but then I had to rush to rehearsals, and preparations and interviews, and so no worries.
It's fine. So it's good to see you, and I just listened to the new album front to back. I fucking love it.
Oh man, thank you.
Fantastic work. I have a few questions regarding the record. One, I want to know, how long were you working on this?
I was working from May, June until I was supposed to perform this music for the first time in November. This was during COVID, so it was kind of quite a crazy story actually, because we were rehearsing and pre-production and with lights and the whole band and everything, and I turned off my phone. I put it on flight mode so I could focus on what we were doing. And when I turned the phone on again, I got a call from the festival saying it was canceled or postponed because of COVID.
Oh wow.
So we actually rehearsed for 2 days, and everything was 100% it was I think it was the day, just a few days before the show actually. So it was canceled. Yeah. So that was crazy. And then it was postponed until July the next year. But I was working on the music from May-ish and the whole summer, and in the fall as well. But I actually made many of the songs during the summer because I brought a acoustic guitar on vacation, and every time chance I had, I was hiding from my family and trying to make music, and my girlfriend got really upset about that because I'm should be more with my family like every musician, but I actually made some really good music behind behind the tree or behind a cabin or something. I was always hiding for an hour or two to make stuff.
And so was this during not 2020, but a recent COVID outbreak?
It was 2020, so
Okay.
it's been a while because, like I said, the festival was postponed, and then the funding system in Norway. There's quite a lot of funding. You can get money to write music and to perform music, and it's kind of unheard of in most countries. But in a few countries in the world, we have that opportunity, probably because of the oil money in Norway. But I was waiting. I got a bit funding, but I needed much more to even dream of starting this big thing. And then I waited maybe a year or something, and then I got some more money, and then I started to work and produce the album. And it took a while. People are busy, and I was busy, and so it took a while. But the sessions didn't take a while because it's mostly one takes. Because we did it in. I separated the band into three. So I did the drums, bass, and guitar, and then I did a couple of days with just all the keyboards, pianos, Hammond organs, everything, and then I did one day, many months later, just with the horns and the violin, and between that I did separate sessions with most of the musicians doing their solo parts and not at least like fill in between stuff, like make fooling around with sounds, fooling around with synthesizers, and just having fun in the studio.
So, there is a lot of parallels for me
Yeah,
listening to Gouldian Finch and Jaga.
yeah.
And
I guess there is. I mean, yeah, my brother makes all the music for Yaga, and this is kind of my outlet to make all kinds of music. And I mean, we grew up loving the same bands, and I mean, we love more or less probably 90% of the same bands and influences. So of course, there's similarities. Hmm.
okay. Now, I didn't want to talk too much about Yaga, but
No, no.
you did mention that
Yeah,
Lars writes all the music for Yaga.
yeah.
Okay.
He in the beginning. I mean, 30 years ago, we were a few more, and we had some other composers over the years. But the last 15 years or more, Lars wrote every song and all the parts and everything.
Because yeah, last time I brought up the Starfire record, and
Yeah.
I know he's uh, composed all of that music. So I was curious if that was every record for Yaga or if there was a collaborative writing process for you
It
guys.
was from One Arm Bandit until today, and that's 15 years.
Yeah.
So so he started writing all the songs in 2009 ish, but he wrote like 90% of every album before that as well. But there was maybe one song from another guy in the band, or maybe two on an album, and then the rest was him. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
And how many instruments do you play on this new record?
I on this album I just play some guitars, a lot of keyboards, programming, and tons of percussion and some small things, vocals and glockenspiel and stuff. But on this album, I wanted to have all these musicians that I have on the album. The music was written for those musicians, except for a couple of guys that quit, a girl and a couple of guys, I think, and I had to get new ones. But I mean, the fantastic thing I think with this Gouldian Finch project is that I don't. I mean, there's so many fantastic musicians. I don't care that much if people don't have time and can't play, because then I can just ask somebody else, and you get something new and cool, and it's just actually really easy because so many musicians are so brilliant, and you can just send them the music and some written scores, and and show up at the rehearsals, and it's, I mean, more than good enough. It's like maybe something else, but still more than good enough, and sometimes even better, or I mean, even more cool to listen to in another way or something. I just love that part of this band because I mean, when I was younger and with Jaga, we never had sub people, and we always stressed about that. But these days, I think it's really cool to just explore and get to know new people.
And is this the music on this new record? Is it would you say what percentage, 75, 90% all your compositions? Is there added things that the other musicians brought?
No, no, no. It's, I mean, it's written for those musicians, but 100% of the music is mine,
Okay.
and then I mean, there's solo parts, of course, and
Hmm.
I use, I mean, it's not more of these musicians that any of the songs in for Yaga, for instance. It's just great musicians doing their best and adding their style into the music. But the music is written by me. Yeah.
Okay. And
Hmm.
so I noticed right away on the first song, the horns very reminiscent of Yaga and a little
Yeah.
bit of lap steel, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It's lap still over the whole album, and I actually asked the guitar player. I said to him, "If you learn to play pedal steel guitar, you have the gig." So he bought a pedal steel and was rehearsing like crazy the whole summer. And we, like I said, we started rehearsing late, yeah, sometime in November. So he had maybe 5 6 months to learn, and he was yeah, just enjoying his new instrument. And he's the most crazy guitar player I know. I love him. He plays. He's like the shoegaze version of John McLaughlin. He,
Ah,
he he's like the, he has the sound and the style from I mean, indie rock and I don't know, shoegaze and noise music and stuff. But he plays so fast and so brilliant and so technical that it's I have yeah, he reminds me of McLaughlin in Mahavishnu Orchestra, and I mean, when I heard his band, it's called Wizard, his band, and when I heard them, I couldn't believe my eyes and ears, and so I'm so glad that he's in my band, and I'm so glad that he learned the pedal steel, because that was really important to me to have pedal steel in this music.
and I took note of the song No Filter.
Yeah,
The guitar reminded me a little bit of Mars Volta with the opening, the groove and
yeah, cool,
the
yeah, yeah, it's
percussion.
true, yeah, yeah. That's I don't know. The opening is inspired by a guitar player called Knut Reischer, which is he's one of the most brilliant musicians we have in Norway. He's, I don't know, he's 60 something and legend in Norwegian. All kinds of folk music and blues music and jazz music. He's all over, and he plays this really epic guitar. And him and and a friend of his called Iver Kleive that plays the church organ. They made a amazing album back in 89 or 90 or something. That's huge, and just these two guys in a church, and it's just the music was actually used for the opening of the Olympics in Lillehammer, Norway, 1994.
Oh, wow.
It's extremely epic. It's like the it's beautiful. And so that opening on No Filter is inspired by these that album and these guys. And then the riff comes in, and I mean, it, yeah, maybe it's Mars Volta ish, I don't know. It's just a riff that I started playing on my guitar, and then yeah, and then made a song out of it. And it was fun because I the drums, I had to make a MIDI, or like I had to make some audio demos of all the music. So I recorded everything in MIDI, or me playing stuff, and I was imitating the drummer Axel on my took some drums from native instruments or something and was jamming on my keyboard, playing like Axel. That was so funny because I've seen him 50 times playing. So I was like pretending to be him on the MIDI keyboard. Yeah, I was imitating the whole music so people can learn it and understand how I wanted to sound.
And I noticed a lot of either time signature changes or odd timing. Really uh, interesting stuff. One thing I noticed, or I took note of, the song Caps Lock.
Yeah,
The bass is crazy. I mean,
the
it's
bass is
crazy all
crazy.
over the record.
I
Uh,
mean, the bass. Can you see this? No, you can even see this.
no,
It's my cap.
it really
It's my
doesn't want to. There we go.
caps lock cap.
I dig
That's
it.
it. Yeah. No, the bass player Ole Morten Vågan. He's I don't know. It's hard to say number one, but he plays with everything. He plays with uh, I don't know how many jazz bands, and he's the bass teacher on the conservatory. He's the band leader of the most famous and popular kind of experimental big band in Norway, touring all over the world with this band. And he has his own groups, and he plays with all legendary international jazz musicians. He has 3 kids, and he's like all over the place, and he's so much fun to play with because he's the most brilliant bass player, and I wanted him to play like super fast and almost tacky bass thing. And it's different in the US because in Norway we're not used to that kind of shredding on the bass. It's very not a Scandinavian type of playing. So I wanted him to really, really dig into his like Jaco Pastorius or something like era in his life and just go even further. So we had so much fun recording and not at least not like playing this live. People are just watching him and can't understand what is happening. So I actually the opening riff, the first 2 bars of that song, I had for a few years just the bass line because I don't know how many years ago, but I was thinking about that melody, and I thought one day I'm going to make some music that this 2 bars will fit into, and it did on that album. No, yeah, and on in that's this music, and it's actually a bit inspired by an album called Heavy Metal Bebop by the Brecker Brothers, because it's a bit hard to explain because people think so much different about me and Jaga and what we're listening to because we don't listen to the music that people think we're listening to at all. We have never done so. We have no. I mean, we never listened to what's all these bands called. I don't know, progressive rock bands, so King Crimson, or all kinds of fusion and what's Yako's band called again? I mean,
Weather report.
Weather Report, and we have never ever listened to any of that kind of music at all. So for me, this album is my way out of the closet in a way. This is my old, not even old, but my. That's why songs are called guilty pleasure and stuff because this is something that grew on me as an adult that I wanted to dig more into that scene that I've not grown up in at all. So for me, making these riffs and these chords and this time signature stuff is really something that I've never done before, and I really wanted to explore as a grown up. Mm.
Well, I know you've worked on composing for film,
Yeah,
correct? Have you
tons.
ever
Yeah.
have you ever worked on video games?
No, actually not. I know a lot of people in Norway, or a few people in Norway that do that for big Hollywood. I don't know, big, super big games. But I've never done it myself. These days, it's the same as film music. I'm sure it's the same budget and same orchestras and everything. So it's become huge. But I've never done it myself. I made a few TV series with that kind of music, like really action packed and really thrillers and stuff, whereas orchestra and like tons of rhythms and stuff. So it can be similar to some of the game music, but I've never done any games myself.
Yeah. I thought the caps lock, it reminds me of Rainbow Road from Super Mario Kart. Just
Oh,
a
cool. Yeah, I've only game I play is Tetris and Snake. I have no, I don't know. I know what Mario Kart is, but I've never ever played any gaming stuff at all. But I've heard of, and my kids are, yeah, they're doing nothing else than gaming. So but for me, the music took me so early, so I never had any interest in that part,
okay.
except for the Tetris.
Something else I wrote down when I was listening to Caps Lock was Lewis Cole. Are you familiar
Yeah,
with Lewis Cole?
absolutely, and I'm glad you mentioned it because Louis Cole is been in my. I put up like some bands and artists that inspired me for this music, and Louis Cole is really way up there. Uh, both of course musically and rhythmically and stuff, but also in um, taking back this speed over the top, like having fun and doing. Uh, I think it's a bit hard to explain this because it's many musicians are extremely good and play so technical and fancy music. I never had that interest at all, but I felt that Louis Cole was taking his skills and did that on a new fun way, a bit more indie rock way, which I love more. And it was kind of hip and cool and allowed to play fast and good and technical and stuff again with Louis Cole, and that was really inspiring. And we with Jaga we're on Brain Feeder, and he's also on Brain Feeder. So I've never met him, but my brother has met him in LA, and we have the same label manager and everything. But I actually never met him, but I saw him in Oslo maybe 10 years ago. He was playing the drums, and there was a big band, and that was so much fun. That was so yeah. He for me, he took back the that kind of music and fun and just just humor in a way, just over the top, and yeah, it was really really cool and inspiring for me.
Yeah, he's an interesting character, and I thought the production on this new record, it reminds me of some of the stuff he's done. So I
Yeah,
was
cool. Yeah.
curious if that played a part.
I actually, I mean, I've heard his music live, but I never heard much of his albums. But I'm really inspired by him. But I've actually not heard that much of his recorded music. But the idea and the mentality, I just love. So I was really really inspired by that. And yeah, maybe especially on Caps Lock, I'm at least the fast rhythms that it's like a bit over the top. I love to go over the top. Hmm.
And are there gonna be will there be a tour, some live shows soon for Gouldian?
Yeah, we played last Friday, no, on 7th of February. That was the release of the album. So we played a show there in a bit east in the Norway. And tomorrow we're doing the Oslo kind of release gig, and then we're playing two more shows for now, and then we're going to do another show in June. But it's for now it's just Norway, and I mean 10 people in the band and 1 or 2 in the crew, so it's a lot of money and a lot of organization to fix. But I hopefully we will play more, and I really hope for some of the jazz festivals in Norway, and then maybe I mean I have people in I mean I have people in UK, and I have people in Holland that are into this project in some way or another. So we're on it, but it's it's extremely expensive to travel with, so I need to build this up a bit more. But I'm ready for anything. I mean, this is what I do, so I would love to play so much more with this project. So I have to build, but it goes slow, of course.
And so you mentioned uh, there's grant money in Oslo or in Norway for
In
musicians,
Norway, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
and
We, I mean, yeah, like I said, compared to many other countries, it's just unbelievable. But you can apply for some music to write no, I mean money to write music, or money to make a dance performance, or even artists to make a living out of painting or sculpture or whatever. So there's funds and money for everything, and it's, I mean, you have to apply, you have to write the right things, of course, to get this money. But I mean, it's far from impossible. And if you've done it for a while, Norway is small. They recognize your name, and they see that you've done stuff and use their money in a good way. So it's quite unique. I know it's like that in a few other countries. I know France was big on this, but it's, yeah, like tons of other stuff about Norway is quite special.
well, that's funny you brought that up because I wanted to ask if you, other members of the band of Yaga, do you have to work other jobs to maintain your life,
We
or is it you?
it's just 2 of the members in Yaga that has kind of a normal day job. The rest is making money out of just music. But we produce bands, we play in bands. Some of us play in. One of the guys plays in Aha, the Take on Me song band. And then another one plays in a huge pop band in Norway. So we make a living out of music, but it's tons of different stuff.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's I just spoke with some guys from the USA in a band called Two Skinny Jays, and they
Yeah,
have to, well, they're no longer together and they all have full-time jobs. Some of them are about retired, and
yeah,
it's, I don't want to say depressing, but it is that they were almost there to break it big, and then
yeah,
had to fall back on a regular career
yeah,
to maintain their lives. So it sounds like you guys are in a pretty unique position out there. Uh,
yeah. I mean, it's almost embarrassing to talk about this sometimes, because I, I mean, it's not. I don't have any money at all right now. I have nothing, nothing. So
mm,
I mean, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not going that good. But still, I'm surviving, and I have a girlfriend, and we have an apartment, and we can like help each other if it's hard. But at least it's possible, and I lived out of just music my whole life, and since 95, 96, I never had a job ever. So that's, I mean, that's quite rare. Of course it is. So I'm lucky. I mean, I had one goal in my life, and that was to be a musician. And I was 9 or 10 years old when I 100% decided I'm going to be a musician. And when I was 13, I felt like I was a grown-up adult. Of course, I wasn't, but that in my head, I was like, now I'm 13. Now I have to quit skateboarding. I have to quit everything, because now it's just music. I just have to finish school as much as I have to, and then just move to Oslo and start the thing I wanted for my whole life. So, and in my life, there's never been doubt. For me, it was not education or anything. It was just when I'm old enough to move out of Tønsberg, my hometown, and move to Oslo. That was when I started my career in a way, because that was the only way for me. And many of the others, for instance, Jaga, they have went to schools and everything. But for me, it was just I just needed to be old enough to get started. Mm.
How old were you when Yaga did your first tour, or and maybe left
17,
Norway?
17.
And where did you go on your first tour?
I mean, outside of Norway, the
Yeah.
first show ever was a place in Holland called Zwolle, I think, and that was because that city was some kind of a friendship city with our hometown. So we went there with our parents and the mayor in the city and stuff. So probably we were maybe 20 people or something coming from our town, visiting that town. We played two shows there, but the first like 100% normal tour, that was London, Brussels, Amsterdam, I think. Yeah, and that was in 2002, and then we played the year after. We played 74 gigs all over the world, like 7 weeks in the US, all over Canada, the whole of Europe, and yeah, all over. We were 2003. Let's see, my brother was 23, and then I was 27. Yeah, so we were quite young. Hmm.
So I wanted to ask about some of I assume you're using some drum triggers on this new record, or is there a drum machine or loops or anything? Uh,
No, it's. I mean, the drums. All the drums are recorded real drums, and there's some parts where there's drum machines, but just as an addition to the acoustic drums. It's just the same thing with Yaga. It's like I love the sound of electronic drums blended with acoustics, but there's no triggering or like editing and stuff like that on the acoustic drums. That drummer Axel, he's just mental. So I don't think I don't think I touched his drum tracks at all, because it's yeah, he's just crazy.
and on the track mini disc is where
Yeah,
I wrote the triggers because I
yeah.
wasn't sure what exactly I was hearing. Um,
No, it's I mean, there's some programming there,
okay.
absolutely. There's some like really glitchy uh loopy thing going in the beginning, and then that part, that song is quite fun because I want the bass and the drums to play in not 4/4 but like 1/4. I want them to play like 1 1 1 1, and never like do 1 2 3 4 or like any of this at all. I just wanted to go like a dugga 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 dugga, and that's quite hard to play as a drummer. But it really rolls, and it's really I love that it's not like divided into 4 and 4 and stuff like that. It's just rolls on forever, and then the horn section goes in and out, and the whole thing is just kind of a one bar loop with stuff coming in and out.
I noticed that so many layers are happening at a time. I really need to come back and revisit the album to absorb it properly. And
Yeah. Mhm.
the dynamics at the
Mhm.
at certain points really uh, stand out to me. And I think.
It's
Eh,
it's a disease. I mean, with yoga, we try to open up a bit more, and Lars talks about it as instead of um, in the music program you have like the layers with the tracks down like this, but he wanted to use his this way, so instead of having everything on top of each other, he wants to have parts, so the songs get 15 minutes and almost 20 minutes because of this. And I'm not there yet. I still want to have all these ostinatos and all this rhythm and polyrhythms on top of each other. And I mean, I'm a restless soul, so it's I know it's a bit hard to listen to, but I know also that people come back to me and mail me or call me or whatever and said, "Wow, now I heard this album 10 times, and I hear so much new stuff all the time." And that's what I love about music, and I know it's a lot, but still, I know there's people out there that loves it as well.
I wrote Yaga on Adderall for is kind of how I
Yeah.
heard this record. Like you said, that it's not quite as stretched out. It's not is the songs aren't that long, but there's a lot to unpack in them, which I appreciate. Like in mini disc,
Cool.
the groove changes and it gets very dark
Yeah, it
for a
is.
moment, and I really dig that stuff. And again, I'm gonna have to revisit this many times to.
When we do the live version was 1 hour and maybe 20 25 minutes, and I wanted all this most of this music to be a part of the album, so I had to do some really hard editing. So it's a bit more open and a bit more relaxed in a way when we do it live, which is really cool. And I mean, the solos are long, and we go even more up and down in like yeah, bringing out the whole band and solos with just one instrument and stuff, which is really cool to do live. Uh, I even skipped one of the tracks I wrote for this album because I wanted to use it on my, I think it's my fifth album. But it was hard to do all this editing and stuff. But I did my best, and I managed to make it a 55-minute album, which is quite long these days.
Yeah, I actually, when I was opening it up in Spotify this morning, I thought, shit, I don't know if I have enough time to listen before we start talking.
Yeah.
But um,
No, it's a long one, and it's actually the vinyl. The vinyl is not a double; it's a single vinyl. So that's really nerdy and techy because I asked the vinyl factory how to do this, and there's a guy at the Abbey Road mastering or studio that is invented the something called, I think it's high speed mastering or something, so you can squeeze in more music into one vinyl side. But that guy, he does that, and there's one other guy in the world that does this. So the guy I was talking to, he just he didn't want to do this because he's probably another profession or something. So this album is actually made on bronze. The what's it called when you like make the original vinyl? It's called dub plate or something.
I thought that's what I thought dub plates were an old a thing from drum and bass and techno. Where I thought a dub plate was only
The
made of
first,
metal. It's made of metal, I'm pretty sure. But I thought
yeah,
dub they also degrade over time, I believe.
yeah. Now the engraving, in a way, when they engraved the music into the original, it's probably on aluminum or something, but now we did it on bronze, which is of course a softer metal, and then you can squeeze in more music on this metal.
Put more grooves in it, I suppose.
I would guess, yeah. And the only thing that it does is you can't squeeze the volume even more, so you kind of lose maybe 2 or maybe 3 dBs in volume. But I mean, that's it. And my mastering guy, he was super shocked, positive shock, and he was super satisfied with the final result. I had to. It was so extremely expensive to make a double album, so I either had to skip a few songs or try to do it another way. So I'm glad I found this bronze way. That was really, I never heard of it, so it was really really cool to experience.
Well, I actually was going to ask if this was going to be released on vinyl. Can you already purchase it?
Absolutely,
All right.
it's on vinyl, it's on CD, and it's on MC
What is NC? Mini disc?
cassette. Right.
Cassette. Ah, tch.
Yeah. Music disc. No, music C. I don't know. Cassette. I don't have it right here, but it's on vinyl. It's on
There
CD.
you go. I can see that.
Yeah, and the cassette is so cool. I don't have it right here. I just love these 3 formats. It sounds quite different, all of them. So I mean, the CD, of course, it sounds best in a way, like really full everything, full scale and frequencies and stuff. And the vinyl is always fun and nice and warm, and the cassette is hard and metallic, and I really, it's so cool. It's like a bit distortion and a bit wobbly, always. If you hear on the like the synth pads or like horns or something, it's always a bit and it's so cool to listen to. And I mean, vinyl is extremely expensive to make, and CDs are not expensive, and cassettes are really cheap. So I think it's so much fun to do it, and to have it on all formats.
Uh, Where can people purchase this? Is it on Bandcamp or the record
Um,
label website?
it's on gouldianfinch.merch.no. gouldianfinch.merch.no. No for Norway. Uh, I have distribution all over with someone called Pias, but right now I'm not sure if that's in the US as well. But at least you can order it from my Norwegian label and website or merch site.
And if someone wanted to purchase a digital copy, are you on Bandcamp?
I'm don't remember if I'm on Bandcamp, but I'm everywhere. I'm on iTunes and YouTube and SoundCloud and Spotify, Tidal, Amazon. I'm everywhere. I mean, where do you buy stuff? It's like iTunes. You have Amazon. Not sure if I'm on Bandcamp with my music. I have to check it out. I'm on Bandcamp with all of my merchandise.
Okay.
So Bandcamp is packed with my merchandise, but the record label are doing the music. So I'm not doing that on my Bandcamp.
I just know, I think Bandcamp gives the artists a pretty decent cut of the money, so I was
Oh no,
curious if you were on there or not.
I'm on there, like I said, with the merchandise. But since my since the people that makes my physical copies are like a shop as well, um, they have the distribution, and their distribution goes to Pias in Europe. And like I said, not sure which distribution it is in the US, but hopefully there is one.
Well, I'll have to look into it. I want to make sure that you get the most amount of the money if I buy something from you, you know?
Yeah. I will go to or check if I'm on Bandcamp as well, and if I'm not, I mean, it's really easy for me to be there because it's just for me to upload and fix this. But I just have to talk to the record company about this, or it's my record company, but the people that are label servicing my record company.
The umbrella company,
Is yeah,
sort of.
it's everything is my all ape, my all ape studio and my all ape label and film company and concert series company, but I have people that helps me with the label stuff.
Right on. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I covered most of everything that I wanted to ask you about. I know that I wrote that AI couldn't make a record, so
You
I
wrote
hope you
AI
agree.
couldn't make this record.
AI could not make a record like this.
Oh, thanks. I hope so. And I'm right now. I'm not so afraid of the AI thing because I think it's. I mean, AI can do tons of stuff, but at least the stuff I like, I don't think AI can make. It's hard to say, but I'm not afraid right now because people are people and want to see other humans play and perform and emotions and sweat and blood and everything. So right now, I think we can live a bit longer as artists. And yeah, I mean, my music is 40 years, 35, 40 years of experience and music loving and restless thinking. So I uh, I'm not like desperately trying to make something really complex and crazy, but that's how my music ends up because my brain works like that. So I love all kinds of music. I love to blend it, and I really love to try to make people do the unexpected, like going from that part into something so different that you never would expect it. I love that thing, and I love to do it live as well. It's like it's for me. It's like I want music. I want more music to be like this. I want. So yesterday I actually listened to some not glitchy but like minimalistic jazz, but very few notes, just like some sounds here and there, and some blips and blops. And when this song for 3, 4, 5 minutes, the last bar was like a huge synth pad that came out of nothing. There was nothing in the music that that had some sounds or stuff like this at all, and was just shock in a positive way to do something completely out of character and out of anything in the end of that song. That was just genius. I wanted to do more stuff like this. That I love when I get when people do unexpected things. I think is really I don't know. Important is a big word, but for me it's important. For me it's I love when for instance friends and artists I know from Norway say that they wanted to do something completely different and make some completely new music and the opposite of what they've done the last 20 years or something. I think it's so cool, so positive, and it's hard to it's hard to sell, and people are not expecting it, so it's even harder to make it work. But I just love to do new stuff and yeah, try to explore more than just going down the usual road.
So, as an artist, you don't feel threatened by the machine, by the AI?
Um, I don't do it, and I mean we're 10. No, we're 8 people in the band. We have it's I think it's 40 instruments on stage. We have lights and two sound guys, and everything is like not computerized at all, but it's live, and people are pressing, you know, their mixers and consoles and synthesizers and tubas and flutes and glockenspiel, and everybody's like working so much, and there's sweat and there's, you know, everything. So I don't feel like threatened by AI because we do something completely different. And of course, maybe the music can be similar on an album, but at least live, um, yeah, you can have robots to do it. But I don't know if people want to watch robots do it. So
Yeah.
I'm not threatened right now at all. And it changes. I mean, people get bored and fed up of different music styles, and then the whole industry changes. And I mean, uh, no, now it's no bands on the charts at all. I mean, sometime soon, hopefully, bands are back in business, and everything will change again. So I just think it's a response. People respond to music and film and art, and as long as people want to explore and want to make new stuff and don't uh, try to follow some rules or some AI stuff. I mean, it's all over. I mean, you can't watch any social media without getting hundreds of ideas how to, you know, hack this and that, and Spotify this and that, and Instagram or whatever. But but I mean, if you want to make something true and unique and do your best to get it out, um, these trends will change, and all of a sudden AI is the most dull thing ever, and people want to see a person with a guitar again. So I'm just following my heart and doing the best to have um, fun, of course, but also just have like that. I want to make music that makes me feel good and make the audience feel good, and it goes slow. I have 30 over like 35 years experience in how hard that is, how almost impossible it is to make, for instance, Jaga music and make money. We don't make any money, but we are one of the bands in Norway that has been in most countries all over the world, and we still travel, and we play more outside of Norway than in Norway. So it's possible to perform your music, and it's possible to get out there. Money is something completely different, and I mean, you have to separate it. It's at least for us, that we can do stuff in Norway and work with films and work with our other artists and stuff that we love. And I mean, I love writing film music. For me, it's not a job; it's just another um, thing I love to do. But with Yaga, we don't make any like money. So but we can play all over the world, and I mean, we're lucky. We love it, and we're been together for 30 years. We're a family. 5 of the members in the band have known each other for over 30 years, and yeah, it's just the best, almost a hobby. It's the best hobby ever. We can travel the world as a hobby.
Yeah.
Mm.
What are the odds of Gouldian Finch performing with Yaga when you go on tour next time?
I mean, it would be awesome, and it would be perfect, and it would be twice as expensive as it is now.
Yeah.
So it's uh, I've seen some solo artists talking about how much they goes, negative in the economy. What's it called? Like how much money they lose on every, tour in the US, and none of these sums or has been anywhere near how much Jaga loses on a US tour, for instance. It's hundreds of I mean it's tens of thousands of dollars that we lose on every like tour. Uh, but I mean, we're lucky to be able to do it and be able to travel and play all over the world. That's for us. That's the most important thing. And then we have to deal with the money in another way.
Well, very few people get to do what you guys do, so
Absolutely. And I mean, we're born into a very different country and very different kind of economy. Yeah, very not kind of 100% a different economy. So a few. I mean, it's almost 10. No, it's at least 10 years ago. We really had to look into the economy of the band because it was taking so much time and nobody earned any money. So we got this. Deal not deal we got this funding thing grant and from the government and it really helps us. It's not we're not bathing in money at all, but we're instead of only losing every Norwegian krone every day, it's like it's possible to do stuff. Yeah. So we're lucky. We it's not many bands that are so lucky. And again, it's not that many bands that are expensive as us either.
so actually I wanted to ask, can you can get those government grants to go on tour and leave the country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some. I mean, you can get money from the cultural what's that called, department or something, and there's something called Music Export Norway that also can give you money to travel and make music a kind of a product. For Yaga, it's just we get the money, so it's even possible to go there. I mean, we don't earn anything, but I mean, everything is so expensive with the flights and bus and everything. So it really helps us, and it's. I mean, we never could have make it without it. But yeah, it's. I mean, if you play in a super popular band and you're 3, 4 in the band plus a crew, and you sell thousands of tickets every night, it's different. But with our music, it's almost impossible to do stuff like that, and we're so lucky to have this help. And yeah, I mean, I don't think Yaga could change our music and then everything would change because I mean, instrumental music is strange for most people anyway. But at least we can we do some really big shows all over, and we played with so many great artists and all the big jazz festivals and tons of the big rock and pop festivals, and it's yeah, like I said 100 times now, we mostly feel lucky about that. We just feel that it's a fantastic privilege to actually be able to do that.
Yeah, I have to agree.
Hmm.
We don't have those sorts of programs here in the States. So
No,
there's a lot of starving artists just simply starve.
absolutely. Yeah, I know. It's we don't have many countries. No, I mean don't have many cities to play either. So it's it's hard here as well, but it's different. It's really really different and hard in a completely different way. Everything is so much more expensive and yeah, it's hard to make a living here as well, but it's super different. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I wanted to ask you when we were texting back and forth, but
Yeah.
have you heard the new Mars Volta record?
The one that came out 3 years ago, 2 years ago.
No. So they
No, it's brand new.
they haven't even announced it yet, and it leaked.
Uh-huh. Oh, I haven't heard it. No.
Yeah, there was a couple like European record store websites. They
Uh-huh.
posted that the record was supposed to be coming in April, and
Oh,
within it's been a few weeks now, and the album is online. And I was curious if you'd heard about it or picked it
no,
up.
I haven't heard it. I would never like find that because I'm not. I don't know where to look for stuff like that.
The
But
reason why I brought it up is now that there's fans taking credit. They said, actually, that's an AI album. I made that.
oh, okay, okay, wow.
But it's
Mars Volta AI, that would be something. I mean, I really like the last album I've heard. It's different and it's so much calmer and I mean, it's busy, but in a like a more, I don't know, cozy, calm way. I really like it. I can't wait to see them live again. I haven't heard anything about their coming to Norway, but I would love to see them live now. We saw them, many times. Yeah, that's 20 years ago now. Shit. Yeah, but we saw them many times back then, but haven't seen them since. Hmm.
they got a really good band with them now. It's only Cedric and Omar,
Yeah,
and Marcel is still in the group, but it's basically a whole new crew of musicians, new drummer,
yeah,
keys, the keyboard player plays sax.
cool.
Good stuff.
There,
The new,
there are less people, right?
yes, I believe so.
Yeah, at least on the album I've heard. But yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
anyway, the new record is calm, like you said. It's not like the old stuff, but as artists, you want to keep doing things. So
Yeah, I didn't expect that to come out of these people at all. So I was really I loved it. I really really liked it, and for me, it's not like a big deal if the band is like a screaming hardcore rock band or prog band or whatever. So I've had my share of their jamming and stuff, and it was cool. But for a new album in 2023 or whatever, I thought it was really really cool, really perfect, and yeah, I love that album. Mm.
no, I really enjoyed it. The new one is it's also different. It almost picks up where they left off with the previous one.
Okay,
But
cool.
that's why I wanted to bring it up because I know you've had worked with them and the AI
Yeah,
discussion. So there's
yeah.
people, random fans on the internet are taking credit for the album because it's not, they haven't announced it yet.
No, no, no.
It's
Wow.
really a shame that it leaked out that they
Yeah,
weren't able to.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you can't trust people not to do that, it's crazy. I hope it never happens with us. But yeah.
That was my next question. That's never been a problem
No,
for you guys.
no, not at all. It never happened. And a fun thing that I love to tell is that a few years ago we were releasing an album. I don't remember which album, and Japan they wanted like they always do. They want something extra, and the album was supposed to come 1 month or 2 months earlier in Japan than in the rest of the world. So we said we have some videos, I think, some like exclusive stuff that you can get. But I mean, what about people uploading to YouTube or whatever? And they said, "What? No, no, that would never happen. That would never happen in Japan."
Hmm.
So we released the album like a month earlier, and it was like only for the Japanese audience. And then when the album was out, everything was yeah, not leaked. Everything was like a normal release. So I don't think that would have happened in Norway or US or whatever.
Well, uh,
Mm.
it's good to know that you have fans in Japan that respect you enough to not do that.
Yeah, we have a record company over there, and they have represented us since 2000 and I don't know what is it? Is it three, four? So we've been in Japan. I think it's 5 times, and I mean, we have actually a quite huge audience over there. It's I mean, I love being there, and I miss it so much because now because of COVID and everything, we haven't been in the Japan since 2017, which is yeah, it's too way too long. We used to go there almost every year, so for a while, but hopefully when we have a new album, we can go back because it's so much fun playing in Japan, and I mean Japanese rock pop festivals are so much fun to play, so alive, and the people are like jumping up and down. It's so much fun to play over there.
I've seen you guys, and I've seen Yaga twice, I believe,
Oh,
and for the most part, the crowd here is calm,
yeah.
and uh, they're there to listen, to absorb, and there's not a lot of movement. Now, is that
No,
different? Is it different in Japan?
it's different, and I mean it's different in Europe as well. I mean some countries in maybe especially in the east of Europe, there's lots of more action, and people are like yeah, you know, jumping up and down and stuff, and it's I mean it's different. Or we play, sometimes we play sitting audience in a concert hall, and sometimes we play in a way too small club or something, so it's really different every night. But we I mean we love when it's a lot of action and people are you know, screaming and shouting. It's so much fun. We I mean, I 100% understand singer songwriting a writer uh, trying to sing louder than the audience and stuff, but that's not a problem for us. So for me, it's just so much fun when it's a lot of action going on.
Was it like that at the Electric Forest Festival? A lot of dancing, a lot
That
of
was no, because that was really cool to be there and play there and see the whole thing. But we played in the tent, and it was like in the middle of the day, and that festival is so much more dancing and dance music and techno and house music. So our stage was like something completely different, and people just came by and listened, and so it was not like that at all at that festival. Maybe it was the wrong stage or something. I don't know. It was fun, and it was really really cool to be on this festival. It was so yeah, so the whole forest thing with the lights and everything was so much fun.
you
But
got to explore and walk around and check it out?
Yeah, absolutely. But we had to. I think we were playing in Chicago the next day or something. So we had to go in the I mean in the evening. But we had a full day there, and it was really cool to see the whole, yeah, the huge stages and the lights in the three trees, and this gong tents. You know, gong.
Gong massage?
Yeah, gong. I think it's, is it called a gong tent or gong cabin? Maybe, I don't know. So much fun. I didn't try it, but I would love to go in there and be gonged.
Would they have the people in a hammock with a gong at their feet and one behind their head? Did
No,
you see that?
they build a house out of gongs,
Wow. I
and then
haven't.
you, but it looks more like a tent, but it's maybe like a small, you know, like a small doghouse, bit bigger than a doghouse ish, and then you just lay down on the carpet or something, and people are gonging around you. I mean, I would love to hear that sound and be inside that small house.
I think it's supposed to cancel out the sound waves outside of the tent so that
I would guess. I don't think people go there for music, but I would. I would love to hear that, and I mean to even to record that. I only have one big gong. I would love to have 50.
From One Armed Bandit, the gong starts the
Yeah, that's my
record, does it
gong.
not? Yeah.
That's my the one gong I have, and it's a homage to the Mahavishnu Orchestra. There's a song I don't remember,
Birds of Fire.
Birds of Fire. It opens with this gong, and then there's a riff. That's the homage to that song. And there's a Norwegian jazz trio called The Thing that were playing in Chicago when we were mixing the album in Chicago in John McIntyre's studio, John McIntyre from the Taurus. And we run down to this bar they were playing and recorded them to do to. We asked them to do the opening riff of our song "One Armed Bandit," so they jam on that. So we took the gong and then we fade up this band into making an intro to our song. So on the album it says the thing introduces dot dot dot, I think, and then it's the next song is One Armed Bandit.
So that's them on the first 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, I never knew
What's
that.
that venue called? It's in Chicago, and it's a lot of free jazz, a lot of. I've been to a couple of concerts there. I don't remember now, but it was so much fun. It was so cool that they were in the city, and of course, we went to their show later that night, and they were in the middle of a song. They was jamming our riff again in the middle of their concerts, and nobody knew except from us. But it was really cool.
Good stuff.
Mm.
So I know I've had you for quite a while. I don't want to keep you much longer, but
I'm actually have to put stickers on maybe 100 albums. I have this stickers I put on. There you go. On all the albums, I have to. I'm a label myself, so I have to do everything.
well,
So I'm going back down to my label place and do that.
well, I don't want to keep you any longer. It's been a pleasure, and I really appreciate you taking the time out to chat and let me pick your brain. So,
Yeah, thank you,
uh,
thank you.
if
So cool. Always a pleasure, and it's really fun. I mean, I it's not that many like radio shows or podcasts you can do, but I love it. And I did a similar thing with a guy from Japan a couple of weeks ago, and I think it's so much fun to nerd out.
that's all I do.
Mm,
So, thanks for obliging my nerdness, and
cool.
I hope we can do this again. Maybe
Love
come
to.
2026 or whenever the next Yaga record is about to come out. I'd love to talk
Absolutely.
more about that.
Absolutely. I can wait. I'm actually waiting for my brother to give or to send out the big mail. Now we're going to the studio because his music is more or less done. So we're just waiting for him to pull the plug, or no, not pull the plug, to press the button.
And then everybody's schedule needs to line up for the studio.
Absolutely, absolutely. And but it's with Yaga, it's like he has to make the big decisions because it's his music and it's kind of it's everybody's band, but it's since it's his music, he had to make these decisions instead of us pressing him. So we're just waiting for him to send that mail or
Lars, get your shit
text message.
together.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
he has. I don't know what he's doing right now. Maybe he's producing somebody or is busy with something else. But yes, we have to go to the studio now.
Well, I am so excited to hear more. I appreciate you so much, and I hope we can do this again sometime in the not too distant future.
Thank you. Absolutely.
All right. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
great day.
Okay. You too. Bye bye.
See ya.
This right here, that's my shit.